lives back together, girl. You know what I mean? You have worked some miracles. I've got a good friend. I won't say his name, but who was probably about 750, 800,000 in debt at one point that you took care of, and now he is driving a Lamborghini. So you, Vanessa Perry, you and your daughter make dreams come true with impeccable credit. You started out in the Woodlands, but you're all over. You are now ranked out of 1,500 companies in Houston, credit repair. You are in the top 15. And last time I looked, there are like 6 million people in Houston metro area. So you were like a top dog of top dogs. Thank you for coming on. When they think credit repair, they think, oh, I got a 400, 500 credit score, and I got to get it just to get something. But you help a lot of people that are like 680s, 700s to get into the 800s.
A lot of people who come to us to where they are, right at the 680, 700 mark. But as you know, in mortgage, your best rate is going to be at a 740. And in cars, typically, the best rate comes at a 750. So if you want to get that going rate, then you need to be at the going credit score. So, in cars, usually it's a 620 to qualify. In mortgages, it's a 640 to qualify. And that's just qualifying.
Okay, so I have a lot of people come into a dealership, and they're like, they're on Credit Karma, and they got a 640 on Credit Karma, but they don't really have a 640. Can you explain why that is?
Party companies are companies such as Credit Karma, also Experian.com, TransUnion.com, Equifax.com. Anything that you receive on your credit card statement that they say pay X amount for your credit score every month, those are all third party, which means they're incorrect. In that box, it states that you are using those for educational purposes only. And they're not using the FICO system, they're using their own simulating system, and nobody knows what it is. Everybody, the only accurate credit score you're going to receive is going to be if you have a mortgage broker or a bank pull all three as a tri-merge mortgage report. And then the car dealerships, they usually pull 2 reports, and they will go with the highest of the 2 typically. But the car credit is going to be very similar to the mortgage, except if you pay your cars well, it will be a little bit higher. If you don't pay your cars well, it will be a little bit lower. Letter that you receive back in the mail that gives you your credit score, it's going to be one bureau, but that is a correct credit score. Any of those other ones are all third party, and they're not going to be accurate.
I got married to my wonderful wife, Crystal. You told me, okay, back in, I think, 2012, all right, when I was still a single young man, I was younger then. You told me, do not sign up jointly on accounts, okay? With the house and the car, keep everything separate. Can you please explain to the folks why you told me that?
Absolutely. You want to treat your credit as if it were a business, and life happens. Sometimes you lose your job, or, God forbid, your spouse gets cancer. And in the event that something like that life-changing happens, you can choose to, if both of you have great credit and you've separated everything, number one, if everything's separate, then you can get her credit and your credit. You can have more credit, period, as opposed to if you combine them all together. And then the second thing is, in the event that something goes and gets cancer, you can choose, you know what, we're going to go ahead and continue to pay on my credit, but we're going to let hers go because we just can't pay both. And sometimes everything can be going well, but if you don't have a job to pay your bills, then you're not irresponsible. You just don't have the money to pay.
Yeah, or like a mass pandemic hits and all of a sudden everything shut down, and I mean, I know a lot.
Asked me to put together 10 things, a list of 10 things people should do before purchasing a vehicle loan. and the list.
Okay.
And so I would say the first thing is pay your bills on time. Number 2 would be no big purchases 3 months before buying your car. Okay, if you're going out to buy a car, don't go out and buy a house a month before, or don't put anything on your credit card. Like, don't go get a new credit card 3 months before.
You're giving me things I didn't. I've been doing this a long time. I didn't know that. Okay, keep going.
Number 3 is Credit Karma. It's not reliable. Obviously, if you're working on buying a car, have a mortgage company or a car dealership pull your credit so that you kind of know where you stand and you know what you have to work on. Don't co-sign for anybody. Doesn't matter if it's your grandchild, doesn't matter who it is. You are better off. I always tell my clients, unless you can handle that payment until the term of the loan is done, don't co-sign for anybody. A relationship with a credit union. That's where you're going to get the best rate, you know, unless you guys have a deal with like 0% or 0.9%. Credit unions are for the people, by the people, so they can give better rates than anybody else. Sorry, number 7 is try to pay down your current car so that you're not in a situation where you're having to roll all of this negative equity. Number 8 is no 30 days late. If you've got to pay something late, you can be 29 days late, but don't be 30 days late, because that's when it's going to report to your
let me write that down. 29 days late is okay.
29 days late, not 30.
But not 30. Okay.
If you are 30 days late, it's going to be worth negative 40 points on your credit.
Woo!
Pulling credit all over right before you go apply for a car.
Okay.
So don't go furniture shopping and see what you can do there, and don't do that, because those inquiries, you know, you bring your credit score down, and then the car dealership has to pull it at 50 different people, and then you're blaming them. They wouldn't have to pull your credit at 50 different people if you had adequate credit. 10.
Okay, big one.
Listen to the credit professional on your credit. I know so many people come to me and say, you know, my loan officer said this, my car dealer said this. They are perfectly equipped to deal with cars or mortgage loans. But credit is a lot different as a whole, as a consumer, than it is a mortgage loan officer is trying to paint a picture that you will pay your mortgage correctly. So they may tell you to go pay off your collections, which if you're trying to bring up your credit score, it's a little bit different with that.
Vanessa Perry, thank you so much. You deal with people that make $30,000 a year, and then I've seen you deal with people that make $30,000 a month. You do TikToks. You do the social media very well. Hey, I got one question coming from Skylar Green. Okay,
Yes.
They talk about that D word, that divorce word. Divorce, because come up with divorce, you know, things change. And he said, how can people protect themselves from retaliatory financial harm coming out of divorce, and they're being, you know, attacked for maybe something that somebody else did? How do you protect yourself from that?
Put a hawk alert on your credit.
Okay.
You have to file a police report on that and send in the police report and put a hawk alert on your credit. Then they will call your cell phone anytime that you need to obtain credit.
Leave them with the number so they know where to contact you, where to call you at.
Our Houston, I'm sorry.
What's your phone number, Vanessa? We're live. What's your phone number?
713-378-1500. We've got a couple of them. So our Woodlands office or Houston office. So 713-378-1500. And you can always follow us on Facebook, Impeccable Credit Services, Instagram, Impeccable Credit Services. We have a TikTok now too.
Vanessa Perry, thank you so much. Vanessa Perry, Impeccable Credit Service out there in Houston.
Thank you so much for having me, Trent.
Bye.
Bye.